You know that feeling, right, when you're told to go observe a colleague and you just know it's going to be a waste of time? Well, we're about to change all that. We're going to transform that passive, kind of awkward experience into an absolutely powerful strategy for your own professional growth.
So your manager says something like, hey, go watch Jane, you might learn something. And next thing you know, you're sitting in the back of the room, feeling totally out of place, like a fly on the wall, with literally no idea what you're even supposed to be looking for.
And honestly, it's just a huge missed opportunity. You're just sitting there, scribbling a few vague notes that don't mean anything. The session ends, you walk out, and you've got nothing concrete to show for it. But what if there was a much better way?
The solution isn't some complicated new system or a fancy app. Nope. It's actually just a simple but really powerful shift in your mindset. It's about going from being a passive passenger to an active, strategic observer.
See, this isn't about judging or assessing the person you're watching at all. Think of it more like a two-way street. The whole point is for it to be a positive, developmental experience for everybody involved, but especially for you, the one doing the observing.
Let's just break down the difference here. On one side, you have the fly on the wall. They're judging, they have no real goal, and their notes are useless. But on the other side, you've got the strategic observer. They're there to learn, they have a clear agenda, and they're focused on gathering actual data. The big takeaway, you've got to leave judgment at the door and walk in with a mission to learn something specific.
Okay, so how do you actually build that agenda? Well, here's the surprising part. It doesn't start with your colleague. It starts with you.
That's right. Before you even think about watching someone else, you need to kind of look in the mirror. Ask yourself, what are 3 to 5 things in my own practice that I really want to get better at? This one simple step makes the entire process personal and totally goal-oriented.
And look, these goals don't have to be some huge abstract thing. Maybe you just want to cut down on how much you talk. Or maybe you want to get better at monitoring group work. There are so many specific, actionable things to choose from. Just picking one is your first real step to becoming that strategic observer.
So once you have your focus, you're going to need the right tools to actually capture what you're seeing. This is how we move from just vague impressions to collecting some really concrete data.
First things first, please, ditch the blank notebook. A blank page is just an invitation for random, unfocused notes. A structured tool, on the other hand, keeps your attention exactly where it needs to be.
Something as simple as a donut chart can be a total game changer. Let's say your goal is to understand pacing. This tool gives you a crystal clear visual of how time is actually being spent. Then you can take that data and compare it to your own practice, and you might find some pretty powerful insights into where you're using or maybe losing valuable minutes.
Here's another great one, a simple table to map out the shape of the session. You're not writing a full transcript here, you're just capturing the essential flow. What are the students doing? What's the teacher's role? This gives you a bird's eye view of the whole structure, and it can reveal the hidden architecture of a really effective lesson.
And you know, you don't have to map out the entire lesson. Your tool can be laser focused on just one single skill. So let's say one of your personal goals is to get better at how you ask questions.
First, you got to know what you're listening for. A closed question is super simple. It just needs a yes, a no, or an I don't know. Easy enough to spot.
Next up, you've got the display question. This is a classic teaching tool, right? You're not asking because you need the information. You're asking because you want to check if they understand. What's the capital of France? That's a perfect example.
And finally, there's the communicative question. This is a real question, like, so, what did you think of the movie? There's no single right answer, and you're genuinely curious about the response. Just by tallying these different question types, you can unlock some incredible insights into communication patterns.
So, you've got your new mindset, you have your focus, and you have your tools. Now, let's put it all together. We need to talk about how to use this data and, just as importantly, how to be a good guest while you're gathering it. Okay, now here's where things get really, really powerful. Take these same tools and ask a colleague to observe you. This mirror effect lets you compare data from their practice directly with data about your own. It's a straight line to some serious self-awareness.
Of course, none of this works if your colleague feels awkward or judged. Remember, you're a guest in their space. Try to be unobtrusive, be on time, and most importantly, remember that you are there to learn, not to judge. Your role is to listen and reflect, not to criticize.
So, let's leave it with this thought. Armed with this new mindset and these simple tools, what is the one specific thing you could go and learn from a colleague tomorrow? Don't just be a fly on the wall. Go be a strategic observer.